Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LTV Productions. You're watching I Watch You Watch. We are continuing something that I let fall to the floor. There was a series that I covered months ago. It's called Complicated. I got to episode 4. And see, this is what happened. I can get frustrated sometimes, technically, that I just give up on stuff. I did record the rest of the series reviews, but then for some reason it got deleted. And I just said, whatever, at that point, and I never picked it back up. But I'm back to pick it up because pretty soon we're going to get season 2. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I hope it's very soon. I love the series. I had an attitude with myself, and definitely not the series, but I wanted to finish off with episodes 5 and 6 because it's a great show with phenomenal talent. So here are my reviews. I'm going to give episode 5. If I have time, then episode 6 can come on here, but probably not. We'll see. Alright, so Kennedy was sent a video where it shows Mo and also her stepmother, Melody, in a compromising position, if you know what I mean. We know that Calvin is behind that because he's the one that was taping them with the security footage that he has in the shop of Mo's. She sees it and she's ready to go because at this point she's at Xavier's home. They're getting to know each other and just getting familiar. And then she's like, she can't find her phone. Xavier's helping her find her phone, but somehow Xavier already knows where it is. And he was able to maneuver himself to get her phone number because he's like, well, give me your phone number, I can call it. And then he has it basically all this time, her phone. And that kind of just breaks the tension that she has right now. And she ends up leaving. Or this is the next day. And we see at the ballpark park, Erica and Jalen, they're running and they run into each other. And both of them are like, what's up? Are you? Erica's like, are you stalking me? Like, Jalen, no, I haven't. Because right now, Jalen is blocked from everything, social media, from calls. And Jalen's like, well, what's up? I mean, back in town, why are you avoiding me? And all that good stuff. They get into the issue of Jalen dating Val. And Jalen's like, what's up? Are you jealous of this or bothered by this? Because I'm messing with your friend? Because I didn't even know she was your friend until I got reacquainted with you. And he said, well, you're also married. It's not like you're sharing that information with me. And Erica at this point is totally off her rocker, knowing her past love is back in her life. And she needs to really know, why are you disrupting my life and the things that I have going on? That's in her head. What do you want, Jalen? What do you want? And he begins to cry. Because, well, not for cry yet. What happened is that they start talking about the past. And he says that when he left, because Erica's like, well, you left, so everything changed. Well, he said, well, you know I wanted you to go. And Erica said, I didn't know you wanted me to go with you. And so, you never asked. And he gave her that. Come on, how's anybody supposed to know? But then you leave, and then there's no contact or any type of follow-up, which is weird to me. Just to say, hey, why don't you come out here? Or Erica could have said, I'd like to come too. Something like to that nature, if you wanted to work things out in your relationship. So, something happened. They're still kind of going back and forth on everyone's fault and where things have fallen in between their relationship or even communication. Jalen begins to break down and says that his dad is dying, or his dad has dementia, and he knows that it's pretty soon that he's going to really pass away. At this point, Erica's defenses are down, and she takes him in his arm, or her arm, or whatever. They hug. And you could see that there was just so much compassion. It wasn't like just empathy. Jalen felt safe with her. She felt safe with him at that point. She starts hugging him and starts rubbing his head. I said, oh, okay, Erica? It's kind of like you could tell that Erica has major feelings for this guy. And now that her life is totally different, he's come, and I won't say reopened the feelings, but now I got to deal with what I tried to put away in a pocket somewhere, So anyways, we see Val is also in the ballpark, and she's going. I love her. I love the actress. She gives all this comedic relief. She starts grabbing to a friend about one of her clients that's wanting a ballpark wedding. Next thing you know, she sees that it's Jalen and Erica over there hugging. So she hangs up from the girl and ends up calling Jalen. Jalen's got one of those Apple Watches. He sees who it is, hangs up, and continues to hug. And at that point, Val leaves. So, all right, so we're at Mo's shop. And this scene, what I want to say is that, at least for once, I'm Team Mo in this whole situation, because of how Morgan ended up really doing some stuff that could have gotten her head knocked off. Morgan comes into the shop, and Mo tells the other hairdresser, just take whom I'm handling right now into the back to handle her, so that she can talk to Morgan. Morgan says that she's come to pick up children. And Mo said, no, you're not. Unless Calvin is here to come pick up the children, they're not going anywhere. So Morgan doubles down on it, and then ends up in the shop trying to yell, kids, mommy's here. And then Mo stopped her. The audacity, the gumption to do what she did. But it gets worse. So they're going back and forth for a while, and Morgan starts looking around the building. Cute space. I was just talking with Calvin regarding opening up a shop, and it looks pretty. This looks like a decent place. I'm paraphrasing. She mentions that Calvin's the one that bought you this property, so kind of doing these innuendos that your shop's going away and I'm going to take over and have my own clothing shop. And then she goes into, "Oh, I understand why you're so angry, because Calvin's so good in bed." And then she hits her with another sinker, a gut punch, and says, "Was it worth it?" And Mo's like, "What are you still doing here? Was it worth it?" And then she touches her hair, like does that little fling thing, and says, "Your lesbian affair." So I'm like, one thing I do know, I'm not a woman, but I do know that women, you do not touch their hair. Black women specifically, you do not touch their hair. So again, you're wondering why she didn't get her head knocked off, because I would have. But that took a lot of patience and a lot of tolerance from Mo, because I'll just say bravo, but I'm sure she wanted to conduct herself right within her own establishment, despite being antagonized. So Morgan ends up leaving, all that good stuff. So we get back to Chase and Erica. Erica comes through the front door. She sees rose petals on the floor. And then Chase comes out, possibly the kitchen or whatever, with the bouquet of flowers. Erica's like, "Well, where have you been? How come you didn't come home?" He said he didn't want to add fuel to the flames. So, because she's like, "Well, where did you go? How come you didn't call or anything?" He said, "I went to a hotel and just wanted things to settle a little bit, to cool down." There was no accountability on Chase's part, basically what Erica is saying. They start he starts talking and saying all the right stuff. He's sorry, and I have been putting you first. I've been so stressed at the restaurant, and I took it out on you. But he wants to change, and now he's going to go counseling. And then all of a sudden he wants to talk about having a baby. And that really lit up Erica's face and persona. And it's like everything that has happened in the marriage, as soon as she said baby, she was like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh." He softened her up by saying that he wanted to go counseling or whatever. But the baby thing just made her giddy. I was like, Erica, I don't know. But hopefully y'all get counseling before you actually have a baby, because this ain't it. Not like this. So he basically says, get ready. It's your birthday, and I got plans for you and all that good stuff. So they ended off on a good note. All right, so I think I skipped a part. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Kennedy goes and visits her dad and Melody. They're out to eat someplace. Melody speaks. Kennedy doesn't acknowledge her at all. I really love the exchange between Melody and Kennedy, because they just shaded each other like it was nothing. It's just really crazy. So blah, blah, blah. Melody calls Kennedy a spoiled brat, because already Kennedy's saying that, oh, she's not family. I thought this was just going to be between us, daddy, and da 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 da. You're just a spoiled brat having a temper tantrum. And also she said, "You don't know me." And of course Kennedy says that, "I do know you more than you think I do. And we know what we done seen." What's going on with you, Melody? So they go on back and forth, and she says, Kennedy tells Melody to count your days with being in this family, gold digger. Melody tells the dad, I'm going to be out in the car, but go on and handle your toddler. So then Kennedy and her father end up having a talk and basically saying, this is my life, I'm not getting any younger. I trust who I got. Kennedy says, you don't really know her, blah, blah, blah. But he just says, trust her. Just like you want him to trust you to make your own decisions as an adult, do the same for him. So that's how the conversation ended up ending. We're back at Calvin's office and he's called in Kennedy's dad. He shows the video of Mo and Melody together. And basically, Kennedy's dad's like, what do you want? He says he wants his shares in Eton Global, I think that is, of his company, basically. And Calvin says that as the dad is trying to fight up against this, you're not the first piece that has come and tried to take my company, and you won't be the last. And Calvin says, well, can your company actually survive a scandal like this? Kennedy's dad's like, well, even if I do give you shares, it won't give you the greatest percentage of the company. And then Calvin reveals that he actually owns an LLC that bought out a good percentage of the stocks some time ago. If he does get those shares from Kennedy's dad, he would have, more interest in the company, or he would be entitled to have final say on a lot of stuff. He would have a greater percentage of the company, and then that is what would make him the head NIC of the company. So basically, you won't get away with this, Calvin. And he spits on his desk and leaves. And Calvin says, I would like your answer by, I forgot what time he wanted it by. And don't forget to vote for Calvin. So Val and Jalen, they have they have the conversation, because Val ends up talking about, what's up. She says that I saw you with your arms wrapped around my best friend. And Jalen just says that Erica is an old friend and she understands a little bit concerning him. There's nothing else going on. And Val also asks Jalen, is there anything that you need to tell me? She's given both Jalen and Erica time to explain themselves, say whatever needs to be said. Both have opted not to say anything. And both are about to get the business. Not this episode. Wait till next episode review. Hopefully you are watching, because this series is on Tubi. So he ends up crying, letting him know concerning his father. His father is really disappearing and deteriorating in front of his eyes. He cries, and Val is there to comfort him. And she says all the good qualities that she sees in Jalen. And she says that this is the things that I tell my girls about. Meaning, there could be more because she has more friends. And Jalen's like, oh, you be telling them and all this good stuff about me? And he asked the question, you know that we're just having fun, right? And Val's like, what do you mean? He's like, never mind. So obviously Jalen's not as invested as Val was as far as the relationship, even though Val doesn't really know where it is, but obviously there are some feelings developing, at least with Val. Val needs to go switch her hair up. He tries to call Erica, and he's still blocked. I guess thinking that they had a breakthrough or whatever, but whatever. It didn't happen. So Xavier is walking. We find out that he is looking for Kennedy's place. He thinks he's found the place, and a man answers the door with just a towel on that's about to fall off, basically. And Xavier thinks that he's at the wrong place, but he says, who you looking for? Kennedy. He says this is the right place. So the guy ends up escorting him upstairs. Of course, Xavier's a little bit weird because he doesn't know what's going on. Kennedy comes out of the room, wherever she comes from, and is also shocked, saying, Xavier, why are you here? And she left her card, which I found out later it's her license, and he was coming to just bring it to her home, and also ask if you wanted to be escorted to Erica's party. And then Xavier wants to know who this guy is, as long as this guy is acting like this is her man. And Xavier's like, what's going on? What's up? Because he's saying, is this your brother? Is this your cousin? Oh, are you into her brother? It's like, no, I'm more into her. So we end off the episode of Kennedy looking blank-faced and everyone else as the confusion for this complicated relationship. Well, that's it for this episode, but episode 6 gets so good. Don't just trust my review, because I'm kind of trying to explain things in the right way that I may not be getting it. Go to Tubi right now and look up Complicated. Tubi is free. The episodes and movies are free. So go on there and check it out. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until our next video. Peace.